Who should Kamaru Usman face next in the middleweight division? So I came across this post here on Instagram from Clipped Fighting that asked the question, who should Usman face next at middleweight? And they have given three options: Paulo Costa, Robert Whittaker, and Sean Strickland. So today we're going to talk about potential matchups for Kamaru Usman in the middleweight division. Now, it will be interesting to see what weight class Usman is going to come back and fight at. Obviously, as we all know, Kamaru Usman is arguably the greatest welterweight of all time, and a lot of people might complain and gurn about that, but it is just a fact. If he's not one, he's number two, let's be honest. But obviously, after he lost the title to Leon Edwards, he then took a short notice fight in the middleweight division against Kamaru Usman, and people just kind of assume now that he is going to go back to the middleweight division. Now, these three right here are great options, so let's just start with Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa is currently ranked, let's just double check the rankings. Yeah, Paulo Costa is currently ranked number 8th in the middleweight division, currently on a 2-fight losing streak, losing to the two other guys on this list in Sean Strickland and Robert Whittaker. Now, Paulo Costa would be a good matchup for Usman, obviously, because he is ranked inside the top 10, but I think stylistically, Paulo Costa would give Kamaru Usman quite a lot of problems in there. We know that Kamaru Usman tends to not deal well with kicks, and Paulo Costa has a very heavy kick game, especially body kicks, which we know Kamaru Usman does not deal well with. You kick Kamaru Usman to the body, he complains he's been kicked in the balls, and we've seen that time and time again. But if this fight was being made, I kind of feel like it would go pretty similar to the Sean Strickland Whittaker or Sean Strickland Paulo Costa fight, in the sense that I think Usman would be able to back up Robert Whittaker, especially with his jab and straight right. That is an underrated part of Kamaru Usman's game. His striking overall might be a bit sloppy, but he's got a great 1-2, and he's extremely powerful. And I feel like he'd be able to do a good job of walking Paulo Costa down and mixing up the grappling. I don't know if he would KO Paulo Costa. There's a good chance that he could do that. Like I said, he's an extremely heavy hitter. But for me, I think Usman would beat Usman would beat Paulo Costa by decision. Next up, we're going to go for Sean Strickland. Now, this right here, also another great fight for Kamaru Usman. Sean Strickland is currently ranked one. Yeah, one in the middleweight division. Former middleweight champion, had that close fight to Dricus du Plessis. Now, there is history between Sean Strickland and Kamaru Usman, with Usman beating Strickland before. Now, obviously, that was, ignore the voice break, in the welterweight division, so this would be different. Obviously, it's in the middleweight division, and Sean Strickland has kind of found new form in this division. Sean Strickland has beat arguably the GOAT of the division already in Israel Adesanya. But yeah, in terms of this fight right here, again, I think stylistically, this, out of the three that are up here, I think this would be a really favourable matchup for Kamaru Usman. I mean, he's already beaten Sean Strickland before, so he knows how to beat Sean Strickland. We're not really going to go into it too much because, I mean, we've already seen proof of this fight, and Usman was able to beat him. Obviously now, both guys are a lot older, etc. But I feel like Usman's style, with, like I said, the heavy shots, I would love to see the exchanges with the jabs between Strickland and Usman. That would be fun to see who can implement their jab the most, who can get more dominant with their jab in that fight. But yeah, I feel like Usman would be able to beat him again. And the last one on this list is the fight that I think should be made next if Kamaru Usman is to stay in the middleweight division. Now look, is he ranked? No. But realistically, outside of like an Usman, who would Robert Whittaker face? Realistically, he should be fighting Sean Strickland next, because both guys do deserve a shot at the title, but Sean Strickland says he's going to sit out, so that fight isn't going to happen. I feel like it's a fight that people wanted to see before Robert Whittaker and Kamaru Usman, 2 pound for pound greats. It would just be a sick fight, let's be honest. I feel like it's a very winnable matchup for Kamaru Usman as well. Robert Whittaker recently has looked a bit chinny in there. Like I said, great 1-2 from Usman, extremely powerful, and can mix up the grappling as well. But I just feel like Robert Whittaker, his striking style, the way he moves, the way he doubles up with a jab, and he's able to hide the head kick with coming off the right hand or the left hand, I feel like that would give Usman a lot of problems. I think Usman would have a hard time being able to time Robert Whittaker, and just the the exchanges on the mat, the sprawling, etc. I think this would just be a great fight, to be honest, and one I would love to see. So yeah, those are three great options there for Kamaru Usman if he is going to go to the middleweight division. Let's just look at other matchups that could possibly be there for him. Maybe a Jared Cannonier, that would be a pretty fun fight. Marvin Vettori, I think, should fight Brendan Allen next, and then outside of that, you start getting into people that are in the top 10. I don't think he's going to fight Roman Dolidze. Jack Hermanson, no. Paulo Costa, we've went over that. Brendan Allen, Marvin Vettori don't really have big enough names, I don't think. I don't think a win over those guys would get him a title shot. So yeah, those are three great options from Clip Fighting there. Let me know, who do you think Kamaru Usman should face next in the comments below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the next one.